Hello and welcome to another edition of Wine Vault TV, New Zealand's most passionate wine programme. We're going to do, I guess it's the first rosé I've seen of this year. Jules Taylor, 2010 rosé. Ironically, it comes from Gisborne and not her traditional stomping ground of Marlborough. And I don't know, as you can see, the weather for us has dramatically transformed since the weekend. As soon as daylight saving kicked in, all of a sudden this glorious sunshine arrived, and it was like spring had arrived finally after a long wet winter. And we've had kind of blossom and everything's starting to look green and almost summery, which is pretty good. Despite there being a couple of weeks prior to this glorious weather, weather was slightly dodgy, bit of frost concern for the vineyards of Marlborough and Central Otago and Waipara. Not so much on the North Island, but those are our main wine growing regions. And so I thought, what better way than a rosé? Now, Gisborne is not without its problems. It was the Chardonnay capital. Now that's been replaced by Hawke's Bay, who make a much more steely, kind of almost complex Chardonnay than Gisborne. Gisborne for me now is all about Gewürztraminer, and especially, obviously, the Nobilo Vinoptima winery of Gisborne. And so yeah, I mean, as you can see, this is kind of like bright cherry red. You get a sweet smelling, almost leather strawberry character off the top of this nose. And that strawberry plum mixed with a bit of spice there, and it's quite sweet. Kind of really translates on the palate. It's quite a full palate. It's Merlot, so it's kind of not the sweet Pinot Noir character that you would expect from rosés of New Zealand of late. You don't get a particularly dry finish. What you do is you get the sweet, succulent finish, quite a bit of residual sugar by the seams of it. I'm going to say it's probably not an ideal food wine, but it's an ideal Sunday summer wine where you're sitting out there on your deck, and that's the only thing that you're going to consume. Its dryness, or lack of dryness, bothers me somewhat. I would want something a bit more dry to kind of be a bit more universal with food. But anyway, who's complaining when we've got a day like this? And that's just about it. Anyway, I'll catch you next time on Wine Vault TV.